What is happening, everybody? It's your boy Jose, aka the NYC Geek, aka TNG, aka your Elden Lord returned, aka the one who'll sit on the throne today. Crown right there, aka the guy who's here to talk about the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the MCU, as many have come to call it, and it is widely known as that. It's in total disarray. In absolute total disarray. You love to see it. We're taking our victory lap around this kind of thing. It's not over. It's not over, but it's great to see it. And it's been a mess before. Been way long of a mess before the Marvels came out. Okay, let's make that very clear. The Marvels' horrendous box office is only putting a spotlight on it. And to briefly touch on that final figure, since we talked about it on Sunday and everybody's been chatting about it today, the Marvels ended at a $47 million opening weekend for the domestic box office. The worst in MCU history. The absolute worst. Even the Hulk back in 2008 had a better opening weekend. And it probably would have had a better opening day if they didn't take in the 6 million from Thursday's openings that the Hulk didn't have that advantage, plus the inflation. So yeah, the Marvels it's doing pretty poorly. I think worldwide they said that domestic and with international markets it made about 110 worldwide, which is really, really bad. Imagine if this movie had opened up against Dune. Like if Dune, and because I believe the two were going to share the same weekend, that would have been catastrophic. It already is catastrophic. They would have made maybe half of that 47 million, maybe 30 million. If this movie ends up making like 250 million, I'd be surprised. I'd be very surprised. And this got like a weekend before Napoleon comes out and takes its lunch money. It's got what little money it's going to have left to rake in. Next weekend's good. Oh my God, that second. It dawned on me. That second weekend drop off, especially with the piss poor word of mouth. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. That's gonna be real. That's nightmarish for them. Good, fuck them. This has been a catastrophic handling of the MCU since late phase 3. Because we had the original Captain Marvel. We had that stupid scene in Infinity War. Not in Infinity War, I'm sorry, in Endgame. But it's primarily early phase 4. This is what really got that snowball of pure garbage rolling. They've been delaying and reshooting projects left and right, which is only gonna balloon the cost of these films. You think if you pay a writer to get you a script, and then you got to scrap it and rewrite it, it's free? No. Hell no. Okay? Blade is up in the ether right now. They've rewritten Blade like they've had, 3 directors, 3 script writers? I don't know. It has been horrendous. And apparently the rumors around that, and again, those are rumors, but the rumors that where they were possibly taking that film with it being like a primarily female lead and Blade was going to take like not even second fiddle, but like fourth fiddle.
Motherfucker, are you out of your damn mind?
Again, those are rumors, but whew, and the fucking, let me tell you, man, the lack of love for Blade that just shows. When Blade was one of the movies that truly started it all, that truly, man, Wesley Snipes, and go back and watch the Wesley Snipes Blade movies, especially the first 2. Third one was bleh, but the first 2, fire. Amazing. They're not gonna. Where the hell are they gonna pull that off? And don't get me wrong. I like Mahershala Ali. I think he's an incredible actor. I have. If you told me you have the world's greatest writers and all that stuff, the last thing I'm worrying about is Mahershala Ali. It's not him. It's gonna be the writing and the direction that they're taking the MCU in. That's the whole thing. And that movie was gonna be coming out 2025 at the earliest. It's like a fart in the wind now. It'll be a while if we ever hear it from it. 2026, 27? Oh, dude, the MCU might not even be around for that. And in phase 5, what do we got left? What do we have left? We have Deadpool 3 and Captain America Brave New World, which they were already rechanged to New World Order or whatever the hell they were going to call it. They were going to call it Captain America New World Order, and they changed it to Brave New World. Maybe Disney realized that's a little bit too on the head right there. And they've delayed those films. And guys, those films sitting there collecting dust cost the studios money. It's not like it's just like, oh, it's just sitting there. Dude, reshoots are extensively expensive. New World is facing extensive reshoots, and that movie was supposed to come out next year. And they switched it because Deadpool was supposed to come out this year. And now they're giving Deadpool Captain America's time slot, and they're going to switch it over. I have an article here, but it's not looking good, man. Not looking good. Hold on. Let me bring this up for you. Captain America Brave New World delayed to 2025 due to bad test scores and extensive reshoots. Oh, man. The bad test scores is because nobody gives a shit about Falcon. No offense to Falcon, but he never was going to be a good Captain America. No one wanted to see him as Captain America. We liked it. Let me tell you something. Bring it back over here. We liked it when Falcon was Falcon, and that you didn't just take his character and be like, hey, you know how's the only way that we can make this character valid? Let's give him Captain America's. Let's pass the mantle.
But there has never been another Steve Rogers, has there?
That mantle shit was the stupidest fucking thing you guys have ever done. Marvel. And you've done it with multiple characters. And guess what? It's always been a fucking failure for you. It's why Miles Morales is Miles Morales and he's not Spider-Man. It's why Kamala Khan is Kamala Khan and not Miss Marvel, because that was originally Carol Danvers. It's why you've constantly built this passing the torch thing, and nobody wants you to pass the torch. We want these beloved characters that we've known for decades. And then you take Falcon, who was an original character, and then you're going to be like, we're just going to make him Black Captain America. Yeah, that's really fucking original. Thanks, Marvel. They're fucking stupid. But they're talking about here that Captain Brave New World was moving to February 2025 because it didn't do great in test screening. About an hour later, word of the delay was made official. Deadpool 3, like we said, was supposed to be, well, I don't know. Was it supposed to come out this year? I think it was supposed to. But they're saying that Brave New World is also getting extensive reshoots from January to May, with 3 major sequences being cut. That's a whopping 5 months of reshoots. Brave New World had originally wrapped filming last June and was set for a July 2024 release date. So something must be up for sure. You don't just push a movie this big out of your calendar unless trouble is brewing. And they've pushed it all the way back to 2025. That is a year, over a year pushed back. That's so bad. The MCU doesn't have months to spare. You think the MCU has years to go? Especially if their products are continuing to be this, like the cinematic products are trash enough. What's going to keep the MCU afloat? The TV products, the TV series that nobody watches, that don't show up on the ratings, that don't show up on any of the top lists. Like, what do you got? What do they got? They got Echo is coming out in January, and you better believe Echo is going to be one of the least watched products out there. I know that there's people who have a little bit of interest in it because they've given it a TVMA, mature adult rating, so like the equivalent of TVR rating. I don't mean shit, man. That don't mean shit. You can make it as gory as you want. You can make it as dark as you want. Nobody gives a shit about the character Echo. Nobody remembers Echo. That character has only shown up in one of the least watched TV. I'd love to get a compilation of what are the least watched shows nowadays in the MCU, because I feel like Echo, like it used to be Hawkeye, and then Miss Marvel came up. Nobody watched that. Nobody's watched Secret Invasion, so who knows anymore? But Echo's coming out in January. Nobody's gonna be watching that. You got Agatha to be TBA to be announced. They don't have a date for that yet. Agatha, whatever the fuck the name is, because they changed the name a billion damn times. You've got Agatha, Ironheart, TBA again, Riri Williams. No one gives a shit about. you definitely better believe no one wants to see Riri Williams when they're going to be like, dude, we want Tony Stark. And you got Daredevil Born Again, which they're redoing the entire show. Okay? They're redoing the entire Daredevil show. This happened back in October. Again, I wasn't back to talk about it, but Daredevil Born Again got scrapped from the, overhauled by an entirely new creative team. Daredevil Born Again is perhaps Marvel Studios. Everything is Marvel Studios' most highly anticipated. Everything is the best until the next product.
Don't ask questions. Just consume product and then get excited for next products.
But as a result of the WGA and SAG-AFTRA strikes, production on the 18-episode series was halted back in June. 18 fucking episodes? That's expensive. According to the Hollywood Reporter, fewer than half of the show had been shot, but having reviewed the footage, it was enough for Kevin Feige to decide it wasn't working. As a result, Marvel Studios fired head writers Chris Ord and Matt Corman last month, along with the directors attached to the remaining episodes. Ord and Corman came up with a legal procedural that was vastly different from Netflix's Daredevil. In fact, Charlie Cox's Matt Murdock wasn't going to don his superhero costume until the 4th episode. Look at me. Look into my eyes. You guys have no chance to make this series anywhere near as good as the original Daredevil series, which, by the way, go watch it on Netflix. It's the best thing that has ever come out of Marvel in terms of TV series. Especially, I love Daredevil Season 3. To me, Daredevil Season 2 was good. Daredevil Season 1 was amazing. Daredevil Season 2 was really good. It only was slightly less good than whatever the word. It wasn't as good as Season 1, but not by much. Only a smidge. And the Punisher scenes were incredible. But Daredevil Season 3, ooh, that shit was fire. That was a great show. All 3 seasons. And you think this garbage?
Morning.
There's some guy outside dressed in a devil costume, and he's doing the walk of shame because he's...
You think that this trash is going to compare? And on top of that, stop trying to make legal procedural shows. You guys don't have it in you. Okay, clearly we saw what the MCU thinks a legal procedural show is with that abomination that is She-Hulk. No pun intended, because Abomination was in that. They couldn't even do it with She-Hulk. Okay, you want a damn good legal procedural show? Go watch Better Call Saul, which has a great female lead. Kim Wexler, no Marvel female character can hold a fucking candle to Kim Wexler.
We owe you the truth. And the truth is, you ignored our advice. At every point, we gave you the best guidance we could. And at every point, you chose to go your own way. And Kevin, I have to tell you, whoever represents you in the future, I hope you're going to listen to them a little bit better.
Go watch that if you want a great legal procedural. Don't try that with Daredevil. I'm not saying that you can't try to add some legal elements to it. Look at the Punisher trial in season 2 of Daredevil. That was great. But, and very much the Matt Murdock contrast of being a lawyer against his superhero stuff is something you do have to focus on. But at the end of the day, people want to see him in a costume. People want to see him whooping some ass. Okay? This is just, this is horrible. And I'm talking about all these things, right? They might not even limp into phase 6. That's just phase 5 we were talking about. All these disasters. Don't be surprised if phase 6 gets an entire overhaul, because their first phase 6 movie was going to be Fantastic Four, and they have no idea where they're going with that. And what I want to talk about, what I want to talk about a little bit in this, wrapping it up with this video, is they haven't even planned for the X-Men. Okay? All these Disney consumers are getting hyped for a shitty cameo of Beast at the end of the Marvels. There's nothing on the pipeline for that. Okay? And look, I don't have hope for the X-Men. Not in Disney's hands. I don't have hope for anything in their hands. Okay? I know that the shills right now, they are throwing their hands in the air, praying at the altar of Kevin Feige. Please, please let Deadpool 3 be a home run. That's all it's their mantra right now because they're in such a state of copium. They might go into shock. But I have massive doubts when idiots like Zeb Well are on the writing staff. Zeb Well, who helped write She-Hulk, and you got him on Deadpool 3? You got him on Deadpool 3? He helped write She-Hulk, and he helped fucking write The Marvels. Okay? He was an uncredited writer, but he helped write The Marvels. And you have him on Deadpool 3? Oh, hell no. This guy's a fucking moron. Who made that decision? I would be like, yo, get this guy out of there. Restart all of Deadpool 3. Yeah, I don't get somebody. I don't know who you're going to get. We've already seen how little regard Disney has for the X-Men. You've already seen it. Look how poorly they treated Charles Xavier in Multiverse of Madness. They had him get his ass whooped by Wanda. I don't give a fuck what character is fighting Charles Xavier in a mental battle. You're not one-shotting Professor X. You're just not. You're just fucking not. So, and we've already seen that and the other Illuminati. So look at the fact that they had to try to shoehorn Kamala Khan into being a mutant because of how unpopular that character is in the comic book sphere. Well, not just a comic book sphere, clearly in the movie and the TV show sphere of fandom. You think, hold on a second, hold on. You think they're gonna treat my girl Rogue? You think they're gonna treat my girl Rogue with any fucking self-respect, with any love? Rogue, my second fucking favorite character in all of Marvel, behind only Spider-Man. My favorite fucking superhero, okay, is Rogue, behind only Spider-Man. And you think that they're gonna treat her any better? Rogue, a white, feminine, Southern Belle character? Hell no. You think they're gonna leave her as is? No. They're gonna they'll probably race swap her and make her gay.
Put a chick in it, make her gay.
Maybe both. They're gonna race swap her and make her gay. That's what they'll probably do. It just shows that Disney doesn't care about these characters. They want to repeat the same. I don't know why they're so gung-ho about repeating the same mistakes that Marvel Comics did with the massive unpopular characters that were the Young Avengers. Lady Thor and America Chavez and Riri Williams and Kamala Khan. These characters never sold. And their comic book lines are continually canceled. And all they have to do is drop them off in other characters' fucking comic book lines because nobody wants to see them. Nobody wants to go out there and buy a fucking Kamala Khan comic. And you think all they're going to do is shove that into the MCU. Why? And you know why? Because the only thing they can do is do lazy race and gender swaps. That's all they ever do. Okay? And then they have people who think that type of unoriginality, I should say, is a good thing. They sit there and think, well, Miles Morales is Puerto Rican. Aren't you happy about that? No.
That's racist!
No. Because he's not Spider-Man. I don't want bootleg sloppy seconds. Give me a fucking I dare anybody, other than fucking Miles Morales, name me a fucking original Puerto Rican an original Puerto Rican superhero character. Don't say La fucking Boricua. I need original fucking Puerto Rican superhero character. That's not a fucking mantle, a hand-me-down. That type of shit is lazy. Why are you fucking happy about that? That's so fucking unoriginal. And if Disney actually gave a fuck about strong female characters, they would have canceled all this garbage. And they would have put all of their fucking production might into bringing the X-Men in properly. Look, I'll give you my idea. And maybe I said this a while ago. Maybe I said it a long time ago. But I'll repeat it just in case because it's been years. I know I told it to my friends. I was telling them, if it was up to me, right? I would have introduced the X-Men in phase 4. And what I would have done was I would have opened the door for them back in Endgame. Okay? What I would have done was the blip happens, blah, 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 Captain Marvel, Endgame ends the way it does, okay? You come back. The final post-credit scene would have been that they show a school. They show like a school, and it's been shuttered and like condemned or abandoned and whatnot. And the characters like the X-Men start to phase back in. They start to blip back in. And they talk about the fact they're like, holy shit. Charles has been gone. Because Charles has been gone, the world is going to find out about us, okay? Because you could have had it that Charles Xavier, the reason that the world didn't know about X mutants or anything like that is that Charles Xavier has been using Cerebro to fucking, which he could easily do, blanket the world to not remember about the X-Men. You could have had them be like a fucking Men in Black type character or organization. And you could have had the fucking X-Men introduced right there and then and start fucking putting them in and end phase 4 with your X-Men movie. You could put the other stuff in. It would have been bad, but you could have put the X-Men as your anchor, your fucking final point, and ended the phase 4 strong. Okay? Instead, you could have put, and I don't know how you don't think of that. You have the X-Men has awesome male and female characters. You have, on the male side, you got Cyclops and Wolverine and Professor X and Beast, Colossus. And on the female fucking side, dude, on the female side, you have tons of original female characters. You've got Jean Grey, you've got Jubilee, you've got Rogue, you've got Storm, Mystique, Psylocke, Emma Frost. The fucking list goes on. The X-Men has fucking diversity all over the place on original fucking characters. And they have it on original characters. Why the fuck would you not want to put the X-Men in? And they have it, that representation that the MCU wants so badly, it would have been organic. It wouldn't have felt forced. But these morons can't do that. To me, I think that the fucking future of the MCU clearly is in disarray. They're talking about getting to phase 6 with the Kang dynasty, which, obviously the stuff with the actor and man, hold on one second. I can put this back because that thing in the back is driving me crazy. Imagine the entire wall had fallen. I would have lost my mind right on screen. But they're talking about the Kang dynasty and Secret Wars. And they're saying that a lot of the rumor mill is that Disney might reboot the entire MCU at Secret Wars. I don't know if they're even going to get to that point. When would we see Secret Wars? 2030? 2030? What? I don't remember when the MCU had their MCU phase 6. But if I briefly look up Marvel Cinematic Universe phase 6, let's see this. Hold on. Phase 6. They had Fantastic Four for May 2nd, 2025. That ain't happening. Thunderbolts, July 25th, 2025. That, honestly, that might get scrapped. That might get entirely scrapped. And they're not going to, the only Thunderbolts that I truly remember is the really cool Thunderbolts from the Dark Reign series. And they don't have any other characters set up for that. So who gives a shit? Again, Blade, out in the wind, who knows when. And then Avengers, the Kang Dynasty, and Avengers Secret Wars. All this stuff has been pushed back. We know that Captain America is going to be coming out in 2025, and they're probably not going to be putting out another movie immediately after. They should have stuck with 1 or 2 cinematic releases and worthwhile cinematic releases a year instead of trying to shoehorn 3 movies, 7 fucking shows, a Christmas special, whatever the fuck that they're trying to do. 2027, with everything being delayed, we probably won't see Secret Wars until 2030. 2030. You think the MCU has 7 more years to go? That good grace is drying up. And there's going to be people saying, well, diehard fans, what happened is that the toxic males didn't come to see. Dude, Women came to see Barbie. Women went out to see Barbie in droves. They didn't go to see this movie, so it must be toxic males and toxic females. Because they didn't come to see this movie, so where's your excuse? Ain't got one. They'll never have one. I can see them. I truly see that the MCU is going to ruin all these other properties unless there is a magic reboot button. And there's nothing that they have in the pipeline. Nothing that they have in the pipeline right now that will give them the big reset. Don't think that Disney right now isn't panicking. They're fucking shitting bricks. Disney has lost billions of dollars. Billions. I wasn't even here to help cover some of the stuff like the terrible stock price that has been dropping, all the parks that renovation that they've been losing money on, all of, like I said, this continual list of failures. They have nothing in the multiverse saga coming up that they could do a massive reboot on except for Secret Wars. That's it. And again, that movie's not maybe 7 years from now, 6 years. Yeah, I'm sure the MCU will last then. And then you got to pray and hope that you'll garner enough faith or goodwill left of what fans remain for them to come back and even watch this garbage. And ask me, I don't think it's happening. Anyway, thank you as always, guys. I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you as always for your time. I appreciate it. It is very precious to me. Please, it should be precious to you. Thank you. I always thank you for spending that time watching these videos. If you like what I said, follow me on all the social media. If you like what I said, hit that damn like button. If you dislike what I said, hit the dislike button. Hit that big thumb down. I don't care. Hit the dislike button. That's what it's there for. I don't want you to blindly agree with me. Leave me a comment. What do you think? I'm going to ask you, do you have faith in Disney being able to tell the X-Men story well? Do you have faith in that? That's going to be my question to you. Do you think that they can tell the X-Men in a satisfying way, considering everything that we've seen so far? Let me know if you think you do. As always, I do my absolute best to respond to every single one of you and chat with you guys. Thank you as always. Please be safe out there. Take care of yourselves.